Welcome to the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Sports Hub podcast presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. Today we are talking with the Leesburg High School boys weightlifting team. We got head coach Josh Boyer with us. We also have with us Jeremy Lacey and Savion Latimore going to be with us later on the show. But congratulations, guys. You're coming off of another state championship. Coach, talk a little bit about your season.
Well, last year when we did the podcast with Logan and Zach, felt pretty good about what was returning. And complete and total faith in these guys. And they fulfilled a little piece of history. Pat Todd, our county athletic director, double-checked over the weekend and confirmed that this was the first ever three-peat of any sport in Lake County history.
Wow.
So I couldn't be more proud of these guys,
It's a very proud moment, and Jeremy, you were part of that team, and you've been the part of the team the last couple of years. You went out as a state champion in the traditional category. You finished second in Olympics, so it was a big state performance from you. How would you sum up your season?
As to summarize this finale, I think everything went beautiful. I'm proud of my execution. And definitely just being a part of a beautiful program and everything ran smoothly. And one thing that I just admire about our program is the team chemistry. Mm-hmm. I see a lot of teams that they're very strict, and I like how Coach Boyer just lets us flow and lets us embrace ourselves as people, and most importantly, find ourselves as a lifter, and that's beautiful.
Kayla Nord mentioned that as well. Kayla Nord was part of the state championship team on the girls' side. She mentioned how Coach Boyer likes to let the lifters kind of do their own thing. What is the advantage to that?
Definitely when you're like in the moment, and if you don't know yourself, that is detrimental. And just knowing yourself as a lifter, and if you just been able to flow this whole time, when you get in the moment, it's just like walking. It's very easy, and it comes just so smooth in the flow.
And you guys, as a whole, you come down, you go through districts, end up doing well at the district championship, do well at the regionals, and then some things start to happen. The guys kind of started to get some illnesses as well, but you guys battled through that. Even at the states, guys were still not 100%. Coach, what was the difficulties coming down the final stretch of the season?
It was a little nerve-wracking, to be honest. We talked about it on the girls' podcast that where we've kind of raised the bar in terms of our goals, districts is just a stepping stone, and it's one of those scenarios where, the scoring isn't really going to be evident until state because certain teams are going to score in weight classes that aren't going to score at state. Mm-hmm. And then I thought they were pretty solid at regionals, which was, in my mind, one of our first real true tests of the year because some of those teams that are coming to town, they have very polished, developed, strong lifters. Mm-hmm. And then I know Germ was sick at regionals, and it was the time frame of the state series that really, really concerned me, and it was a concern for a lot of coaches around the state. In a normal season, we go from districts to regionals roughly a week apart, mm-hmm. and then there's always 2 weeks till state, but not for the boys this year. So it was literally a 3-week stretch where it was districts, regionals, and then state, back to back to back. Mm-hmm. And having them get sick after regionals, even though we had one of the earlier regionals on a Wednesday, they gave us a 9-day stretch until state, which was probably our saving grace, to be quite honest. Other teams competed the Saturday before state, which was on a Friday, so they had a 6-day window from regionals to state. Yeah. And I think, there was so many factors, and then them getting sick was kind of an X factor that you're really not anticipating. Mm-hmm. But it happened, and Jeremy was getting over. I think he was still a little zapped from his sickness, from regionals, and then the rest of the guys. And it was weird. It was really only our state lifters that got sick, mm-hmm. Nobody else, and they were all training together still. So it was, I don't know, it was scary, to be honest, because you want your kids to go in healthy, you want them to be able to perform at their very, very best, and I think it's just a testament to their toughness that they were sick, they had to deal with it. There was no excuse to be made. It is what it is, and it's just something you have to deal with. And their mental toughness and their physical toughness allowed them to still performed to the point where they brought home a state title.
And then Jeremy, earlier this year, you guys you had a great battle at Suwannee as well. Always fun when the Suwannee teams and the Leesburg teams get together. Talk a little bit about that.
The Suwannee competition, the tournament, is definitely a lot of lifters really want to medal at Suwannee. Boyer often describes Suwannee as basically a preview of states. And my Suwannee competition, I went against Cohen Bremer, one of the guys. He's a great guy, great, humble, modest, all the words to describe him. Just he's a positive guy, positive competition, and he beat me at states last year, the 2024 season, and then I got to beat him at Suwannee, and he worked, man. He worked after the Suwannee, and he worked so hard. I follow him on Instagram, and I seen him just working and working and working. And then he was at his best of states, and I was at my best, and it was just a fight. It was just a fight.
What's that like to go up against two guys and they're at their absolute peak? That must be a lot of fun when you get around to that.
Definitely. It's a lot of fun, and it's definitely mental. It's definitely mental, and just coming from both two good support systems, me and him, that's very important too. You know, you could be your physical best, but definitely the aspect of having a strong support system or a strong foundation that's supporting all the decisions and moves you make is very essential for your success. And just going against him at states, it just was so crazy. And still coming from it, just being so fresh, I still get the flashbacks of my third attempt, his third attempt, and just to fight, and my where I was mentally, it was just all a fight.
Jeremy, you're a guy with a great kind of mental background as well. You're wanting to get into political sciences when you go to college, which is really exciting. What are you going to do after graduation? What are your plans?
Like I spoke to you earlier, and I said this is definitely the transition period. Definitely as a student athlete, most importantly. Sometimes as the season takes place, it's definitely like a whirlwind, to say the least, and just to finally grasp it and just come back and just transition and finish out the rest of the remainder of my senior year, and just transition into, you know, the next chapter of life, and going into college and preparing and packing and just being in, most importantly, just being in around new people and just a new scenery. It's definitely an adjustment period.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be exciting for you, though. You're going to FAU, which is going to be very exciting down there at that program, what you're going to be involved in. But going back to the state championships, what did it mean for you to win yet another state championship and kind of go out on top?
It was definitely a bittersweet feeling, to say the least. And just to be in states again, I was speaking to Savion earlier, and I told him it just caught me by surprise. You know, just the mentality and how we train. You know, you train for one day, just one day of the year, and anything can happen in that day. And I guess that's a overlooked concept as an athlete, as when you go into this day and it's like, oh my gosh, like anything can happen. I could mess up, I could miss weight, I could be sick, and it's just words can't explain the you just have to be resilient. That's the least I could say.
Yeah, and what's the most important part for you as far as your favorite part, maybe of your career? You've had a lengthy career here at Leesburg High School, and it's been fun to watch you come through and win championships and be part of the teams. And now, as a senior, your weightlifting days in high school at least are done, as you look forward to other things down the road. But yeah, what are some of your favorite memories at Leesburg High School?
Definitely. Memories all within weightlifting, and like I said earlier, the team chemistry. I just can't stress that enough. The program Coach Boyer has built for us, and we just pieces that fall into the place that he designed for us, and the the program and the chemistry. And like I listened to the podcast with Kayla, and I can't do anything but more than agree with her, as in like weightlifting allowed me to brace myself, and more importantly, it allowed me to fall into not be scared to speak up or be a leader in a time where your teammates may be distressed or dealing with things outside of the weight room, and just guide them to, or even just mind that potential that you see within them.
And speaking about leadership as well, you had the opportunity last summer to go up to Tallahassee and do some government stuff up there. Talk to us a little bit about that program that you were a part of.
Yes, Boys State was the most rigorous. It's actually has the title as being one of the most rigorous programs in the state of Florida. And being up there for a week away from family, my first time actually being away from my family. And it was definitely just like you're put in a fish tank, and you have to find out who you are. And I had the gift to find out that I have many strengths that I may not have realized if I was around just in my normal day-to-day life. Mm-hmm. And just being around and having to speak up for yourself, and you're around the people I was around within the program. You have people who got perfect scores on SATs, ACTs. You have people who top of ROTC. You have state champions. You have just everybody that's at their best, and then you have to kind of go against them and articulate yourself and be on the top of your game in more of an academic suit. And it helped me so much, and to jump back into weightlifting and just go to all these places and talk to all these different lifters. It helped me articulate myself in ways I'm just so happy.
And you're very good at articulating as well. Where do you get that from? Some guys come in here, they're a little tentative. Mm-hmm. You just lay it all out there.
I definitely appreciate that. I definitely think the way my parents raised me, and just how they took their time with me and just allowed me just to embrace myself and just bloom as a person. I feel like that's where it comes from, and it always just been, I guess, a gift of mine.
He mentioned some important points there as well, Coach. He mentions a little bit about obviously growing as a person, but allowing yourself to grow as well, and letting them kind of figure the things out that they need to do. You've now won. I mean, look at your. You're gonna have a full hand here, and just two more are coming as well. So that's 6, I believe, in total that you've won. So that's super exciting. Why are you so successful year after year? Because we've had you on the last couple of years that we've been doing this podcast here. We've had you guys on, and it feels like year after year you guys are here and you're back, and you continue to win state championships. So what goes into it? Like, what are the behind the scenes things that you're doing? And obviously you don't want to tell all your secrets, of course, but yeah. You guys are just successful.
You've picked at that question before. So our style, I said before, there's a certain level of pickiness, and while it's open and welcome to everybody, there are certain kids that are just going to flourish, and our methodology of training is it's a conjugate aspect, and there's super compensation. There's the big secrets right there. But I found a way to blend those two things. But there's some people that live strictly by the conjugate method, and there's others that 100% super compensation. I found a way to blend both so that we can get everything out of those training methods that we want to get, and obviously it works for us. So that's one of the secrets to the magic behind the numbers. Mm-hmm. But as far as, our kids consistently being consistent and successful, it really boils down to, just what they're naturally made of. He mentioned his parents being a big influence, and so many of our highly successful kids just have that strong family unit. And I mentioned before on another podcast that makes my life as a coach much, much easier. It really does. So they bring certain qualities in, and then they start discovering things about themselves that they're capable. You know, Melissa mentioned in hers that she had goals early on, and then she started realizing I'm very capable, and she just kept raising the bar. They all do that. And it's just another example of it, you know, that how we train and the bar has been raised so much, you know, I got myself asking, how long can we actually sustain this?
Yeah.
You know, at some point you look at everything that's been successful, and at some point it slows down or it ends. And, you know, I keep coming back to that. Like, what do I have to do in this next off season to truly prepare and see if we can keep this going?
Yeah.
But there's a million layers, you know, and it's not just something that's going to be answered in like a, you know, short segment of a podcast. There's the mental aspect, there's the physical, which I gave away 2 little secrets there about how we program. But you still have to dig in and actually learn those 2 methods. There's the social aspect that Jeremy talks about, and the team chemistry. There's the home life and the balance of life that we've talked about several times on different podcasts. You know, the kids that can balance their academics, their athletics, their family time, their social, their me time. When they have all those things in balance, like, life is pretty easy, you know. And they figure that out relatively quick, and the ones that figure it out quicker, successful faster. So we talk about all these things, and then it's trial and error, you know. They start feeling certain things get out of whack, and we need to reestablish that balance.
And Jeremy, you go out as a champion, so that's really exciting for you. What does it mean to well, you're the first team in history, in Lake County history, to win 3 state championships in a row? How about that? What does that feel like to you?
Definitely being a part of all those teams that has won. It's just, I was telling Boyer, winning kind of gets to just be like desensitized, and I have to understand and humble myself, and understand this is a very unique experience that I have been, you know, just lucky to experience with my team and my coach, and it means so much. It definitely means so much, and just to, like, most importantly for me, just to watch the teammates grow. Like, me and Savion been on the team since we first won. And then we slowly got pushed up to where we're the people who have to bring it through or bring it home. And it's definitely just mental growth that in retrospect, I look over and see within everybody.
Yeah, you always want to leave the program in better shape than when you came into it, and I think you've successfully done that. You and Savion, who we're going to be hearing from momentarily here, looking back at it as well, and now you're looking forward to college. What are you most looking forward to at college? Are you going to keep doing weightlifting, and what are your future plans?
Being at 119 for 3 years in a row, it definitely makes me curious on what my full potential is as in a aesthetic standpoint within bodybuilding, that I will try to first train on my own. Then if it goes good, maybe competition within bodybuilding. But as far as Olympically, I feel like that may be behind me. I just feel like, you know, sometimes you don't want to carry on anything that may just be over. And I feel like I already know and probably have the emotional understanding about myself that I have grown with this program. And I feel like personally for me, if I be within anything else, it just may not be the same. And I don't want to do that to myself.
So LA 2028 might be out of the cards, but still very exciting about what you got going on. You want to potentially become a judge one day,
yes,
as well. Talk a little bit about what you want to do there.
Well, first going to FAU for political science as a pre-law, and pre-law just as in transitioning into law school and wanting to become a criminal justice attorney. And then after that, like, I do have dreams and aspirations into being a judge. But, you know, you see how just to get my feet wet into that world and to that realm, and just to see, like I said, I already kind of had a little sneak peek of how the political world runs within Boise State. But I really do just to be a lawyer and just to be an attorney and just to understand the inner workings of that world would be just amazing for me.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to great things for you. If you haven't seen his story as well, make sure to look it up on Lake and Sumter Style Magazine. It's a great story. So I want to thank you for coming on to our program. Thank you for coming on. The championship was awesome. You've been terrific the last couple of years. So congratulations on that, and good luck on graduation and future endeavors.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We're going to take a short break here on the Sports Hub. When we come back, we're going to be talking with Savion Latimore.
Is pain or restricted range of motion keeping you on the sidelines? Get back in the game with expert orthopedic care from UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics provides robotic-assisted surgical joint repairs and replacements, post-operative care, and inpatient rehabilitation services, all close to home, right here in Lake and Sumter counties. And for those unexpected injuries, UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics offers convenient walk-in and same-day appointments. To learn more or to schedule an appointment with one of their specialists, call 352-323-5665.
Hey everybody, we are back here on the Sports Hub podcast. We're talking with Leesburg boys weightlifting, the state championship team that just won the Olympic category down at the state championships. We got Savion Latimore on with us. Savion, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, Savion, it was a heck of a season for you. You ended up finishing third in Olympic and then fifth in traditional at the state championships. What a season. Sum up your year for us, because it was a fantastic season. You guys did amazing in the regular season, some great battles with Suwannee. You had some great battles with the Villages and South Sumter, and it was such a fun year to watch you guys. But kind of sum up your year in particular.
I feel like my year was probably the best year I've had out of all 3 of the years, only because this year I feel like I've seen a lot of growth in myself and a lot of my teammates, because like being with them for all 3 years, you see them from when they were all small, and now everybody has big muscles and they're all like lifting all this weight. And I feel like one of the most important parts of my season was really going to Suwannee. Like Suwannee is just like a big meet for everybody. And once we got to Suwannee, and when I won Suwannee, because I remember over the years, like so many people winning Suwannee, and it looked extremely hard, like something I feel like I would never be able to do. And now, like me and my best friend from the past years, like being friends with Jeremy Lacey since middle school, and now we're like winning Suwannee together, and me and him have like collected these big trophies that we're gonna be able to have forever and like show our kids on down the lines. It felt like really good, So.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear as well. And wasn't just him, his brother was a heck of a weightlifter as well. Sylvester Latimore came through, won a couple of state championships for you guys as well. Talk a little bit about what Savion's meant to the team.
Say's that guy. I mean, like Melissa, he is so technically smooth. Like, honestly, when you watch him lift, I mean, he's not only just strong. There's strong kids, but there's no sloppiness to his performance. Technically, and he has that coach's eye. Like he understands how to like truly look at video, do video reviews. That's a huge part of what we do. We take a ton of video because I can't see everybody at once, and then we'll go through frame by frame and different things like that, and break down their lifts and find the root cause of certain weaknesses and where things fell apart. It's easy to look at a video and be like, you missed it forward. And, well, why did you miss it forward? And then you got to like retrace the steps to find out, and he understands those aspects of it. So as far as, the technical savvy of being a high-level performer, I mean, he's one of the best that we've had. He just gets it. He's smooth, and his brother was smooth. They perform really, really well, especially under pressure, and he was another one that was not feeling his best at state, but he did what he had to secure points that we needed for the team points, So Say's been wonderful. Watching him grow, and him and Jeremy are best friends, and I often tell them, like, in 30, 40 years, they're going to be at some diner having breakfast and still having the same arguments. That's what I see, like, down the road for their future. They're fun together. It's never a dull day when those two are together and around,
Yeah. And that's so cool that you guys have been friends for a long time, and really friends with a lot of people on the team. Your team had a fantastic season this year. They won the Olympic state championship once again, the third in a row for Leesburg High School. The first time that's ever happened in Lake County sports, which is a really cool thing to be a part of. What was the team aspect like this year? Because you guys had some amazing teammates, I'm sure.
The team, honestly, the team was great, but obviously what builds a team is the people on the team. And I feel like if we didn't have that funny aspect of the team and like the playfulness that we do have, because we're able to lock in when it's time to lock in, but when you create like a brotherhood with your team and like everybody is just so familiar with everybody and can like come together, and like even outside of weightlifting we're able to come together and just have a fun time. And I feel like being able to have that bond with your team is like nothing else. And I feel like having that bond allows us to push each other to new heights. And I feel like that's what really allowed us to do so well, like over the past 3 years.
What was your favorite memory of it all? Now that you're coming into your senior year, you're going to be off to different things after May, but once you graduate. But what was the best part about the team aspect of it? The team, the individual, just. Coach Boyer, I mean, it was just fun to watch you the last couple of years.
I can't really think of it off the head because there's just so many. Because, 4 years is a lot of time for, like, lifting in high school. Like, a lot of people don't really do all 4 years. But I think one of my favorite moments that I had is when I hit 275 on snatch. And I feel like that's, like, so important. And I feel like nobody really would beat that Leesburg record for a long time. But I feel like when I hit 275 on snatch and I just seen like my dad and my mom in the crowd, and she was just so excited for me, and it made me feel like complete on the inside that I was able to make my family happy, and like even making my coach happy, because if you review the video, like he was like, it's like a look on his face where he just knows like we're gonna be able to do something big like at states.
And you did. You went out and you ended up winning the state championship and Olympic, and did pretty good in traditional as well. A couple of guys medaled in traditional, but overall, you got to love what the Latimore has brought to the program the last couple of years. I mean, they obviously left the program in much better shape than when they came in. Obviously built it into a absolute powerhouse, which you guys are now. 6 state championships between the girls and boys. What has the Latimore family meant? Because you got Sylvester, and then you also got Savion. Two amazing lifters that have really excelled the program, Coach.
Yeah, I wish there was another one coming, to keep it going. But they're just, they bought in from day one, those kids. And unlike the typical boy, I think they have that long-term vision to see how things are going to play out if they buy in and do what they're supposed to on the daily process. They understood that early on. Sylvester's, he was brilliant, and he was just a great role model for so many kids. And they have this magnetism about them, that's probably one of the things I probably speak least about, is that he was that guy that had that, I don't know what you call it, it's just a magnetism that draws others that want to be near him.
He's definitely got a warm personality.
He does, and then he's super funny. He's being modest right now, but he's funny, and those two go back and forth like those two old guys off the Muppets. They're so funny together, and just that magnetism makes everybody else want to be a part of it. And when he leads by example and is so technically smooth and savvy and performing his lifts on a daily basis, and then in competition under the stress of being alone on the platform in super intense situations, it just draws people even closer, and they want to emulate it,
I know you were kind of ill when you were getting to the state championships, but what did it mean to walk into the RP Funding Center one more time and just go to battle?
Walking into the RP Funding Center one more time felt like, I don't know, I was honestly, in my mind, I honestly knew that we were going to make history. I could tell by the way, I just walked in and the air felt different. And, it felt, more clear, and, it just felt like it was just presented there for me to be already ready to win. Mm-hmm. And I knew, the team had the ability to win. And so, walking into the RP Funding Center for the last time was kind of emotional because, like if I'm doing this for like 4 years, it's really all I know, you know. And just being so dedicated, I put a lot of time and effort into weightlifting. So like going for the last time, honestly, to me it was a little emotional, but I just like presented myself and was ready, and I just did what I had to do.
Yeah, and the guys did what they had to do as well to win that state championship. Again, like you said, Pat Todd saying that this is the first time in history this has been done in Lake County history. That is fantastic to be a part of history. Your brother has been part of history as well, building the Leesburg program. Jeremy Lacey has been through, and so many guys down the pipe. You guys are building a legacy as well. You have a saying on the back of your shirts as well, Coach. What is that saying?
It's building a dynasty, and we talked about this on the girls podcast, and don't know the actual definition when we can say it or whatever, so we're going to stick with the whole theme of building a dynasty. That shirt's actually being updated right now. The girls and the boys get to add another accomplishment to the back of it, and yeah, I wasn't going to mention it until I got the official word from Pat Todd, because he knows best, and he researched and said it was the first three-peat ever. So that's a nice little piece of history. It wasn't necessarily something we were chasing, but it's nice to say that they owned it, you know?
Yeah.
So this is just a great group, you know? They just were. And then, like you said, you know, with the other guys, I mean, we knew, they all understood the team aspect of it, that, you know, Jeremy set the tone for us in the lightweights. Gage Anderson's a kid for us in the 39s. It was state runner-up also, secured 5 points there. Ryan Thompson, Logan's little brother, state runner-up in the 99s. And then Savion brought it home with their points in the 219 and 238s. And then, you know, I mean, just like he said, when they walked in, it was just like, you know, kind of got a feeling as soon as you walk through that side entrance where they let the athletes and coaches in, something just changed in the air a little bit. And it was like, okay, this is going to happen. It's meant to be. And as long as they warm up properly and, you know, go through the normal day-to-day process, you know, it takes care of itself. But all that work, you know, he mentioned how much time he'd put into it. Our summer training is legendary. Those are fantastic sessions that are just, buddy, I mean, that's where it gets done. You know?
And you actually went up a weight class this year as well. People might not know that. Talk a little bit about that and training this summer to get to that point.
Man, summer training is, you can ask Boyer, like, I think every year summer training for the first day, I think I've threw up every time. And most of that is my fault, because I think I might have been a little dehydrated, you know, sitting at home playing a game. But over the years, if you're talking about weight class, I remember the first time I came in and stepped on a scale freshman year. I think I was 146, and I was the same height throughout entire high school. I think I was around 6'1", and I was 140 all the way until the first year was over, and I ended up lifting up to like the 169 weight class my freshman year. So throughout all 4 years, I went from 169 weight class, 183, then 199, and then 219. So I've went up a lot of weight, and I filled out really well, like throughout like all these years. And I remember freshman year, I was talking to Boyer, and I was like, Boyer, what weight class do you see me in the future? And I'm like 140 something. I'm like, he says like the 219, 238 weight class, and I'm like, no way I'm gonna be 200 pounds. And then, you know, it just ended up happening anyway. And I'm glad it did happen though, because I love the way it fits me.
Yeah, definitely. And you contributed heavily to the Olympic State Championship as well by finishing third. And real quickly, what is your future plans hold for you as well?
At first, my plans were kind of blurry to me, but I'm pretty secure, and like, and I'm gonna pursue a trade at Santa Fe and Gainesville, and I'm just gonna live with the team they have over there, like the club. A lot of Leesburg lifters ended up going to that team. So
your brother ended up there too.
Yeah. So with a lot of Leesburg lifters being there, I feel like it'll be more comfortable for me, because I feel like the main thing about weightlifting is the people you have around you. And with Coach Boyer being such a great coach, I feel like I wouldn't want to see myself with another coach. And I feel like that's just how my brain is operating. And that could be like a bad mindset to have, but when you're just used to something for so long, you know, it's hard to change. But I could see myself lifting in Gainesville and like joining my other teammates and keep on pursuing it in the future.
I think he summed it up perfectly there, Coach.
He did.
What a amazing season you guys had, and 6th state championship for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Yeah. He'll be up there with a lot of great kids, like you mentioned. I mean, that's where Kayla's going to be, and Mia's up there now. Logan, just a ton of ex-Leesburg kids. So he'll fit in well, and he'll know people. And we had a coach come up to him at state and said, we have not seen the best of you. You need to start lifting USA weightlifting, and he will. And he's just going to be like a Mia, and just everybody's going to be like, oh, he'll be noticed right away because he's strong, and that's one thing. That's an aspect, but he's technically smooth. Yeah. And like Melissa, that's the technical mastery at a young age is what makes them so special and stand out. So he's got that. This guy's, I'm going to miss him.
Yeah, definitely going to miss you, but congratulations on an incredible year, and congratulations on your state championship.
Thank you.
That's going to wrap things up for this edition of the Sports Hub. I want to thank UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next edition.
This has been the Style Sports Hub, presented by UF Health Medical Group Orthopaedics.